And you know, you're a young boomer, and it's a fuck annoying.
Well, we'll meet at
I
the place we both
mean,
can enjoy then, the public library.
it all comes down to the same fucking thing. It's like, and I talk to more people like you in my day than you do like of me, and I can guarantee you that. So
That's,
sometimes when we get around to each other, I'm exhausted.
I was thinking, I was like, this is why I can't fuck Gen Z people anymore. They all sound like Tony.
Yeah, they're all fucking aware, and they want
Mm-hmm.
you old ass fuckers to be aware too.
Mm-hmm.
They're more than just cocks and asses now, Case. They
Well,
actually fucking try to have brains now.
not for me.
Hello, YouTubes. Don't adjust your fucking screens. That's right. It is 9 p.m. Pacific time, and we're doing a gay
Close.
power half hour at
Prime
night.
time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We'll
And
see
we're
how
good and warmed up.
prime.
We're good and
Yeah,
warmed
raring
up.
to go.
We
Exhausted. I don't even have an opener. What happened this week?
there are certain moments, YouTube, where it's like by the time we get to you, we've already done a show, we fought, we made up. You know, right now we're at a purgatory point, so we don't even know what this is going to be like. All I know is I've been smoking weed all day, and Casey's got a fever. So this could go anyway.
Yeah.
But before we go
But it
anywhere,
will only be about a half hour. Don't worry about that, guys.
oh, guaranteed a
Oh,
half
before we go
hour.
anywhere, you're going to need to get higher.
Well,
You're about to smoke more
I don't
marijuana.
know. I don't know if you're aware, but like right before I got onto this YouTube, someone yelled the high out of me. So I need to redo it, you know?
You, I just want I want you to send me the part of the pre show clips where we just argued. And I want everyone, I want you to post it. Well, maybe not with the language, maybe on mute. And no, you're not on mute. Only your parts on off mute because he says he doesn't yell at me. He got mad at me for yelling at him, but I was responding to his energy, and I want I want objective people to look at it and
Listeners,
see if you would
YouTubers,
agree with me that who started the yelling.
here's the
I
thing.
just
Listen,
want
this is the thing. Casey is not used to, we've talked about this. This is a dead horse that we've been beaten over and over and over again. She's not used to passion. All right.
what are
Listen,
you
she's,
talking about?
she's
The
not
difference.
used. Listen. She's not used to having people because I'm a yeller when I'm not a yeller. I'm a yeller when I'm a talker. And so when things get a little riled up, I don't think that my volume changes, maybe my speed or whatnot, but I'm still loud. I've never not been loud. And you know, I feel like you try to match me and then it gets to you're yelling.
We've done 327 episodes. How am I not used to a person yelling at me, or to the heightened
I know. You'd think
tone
you'd be
that
dead
is
by now. You'd think you'd
toned
have
so
a good callus by now. You'd
I
think.
have a
You'd
solid
think.
callus.
You'd think it'd be like, you know, a sewing thumb, you know, you'd be able to burn it with a fucking lighter by now. But I don't know. I don't know. Listen, it took years for me to get my fucking hard edge. So, you know, we've only been friends for short of a decade. So maybe the next 10.
I'm happy that we don't remember the day that we met necessarily. I remember the day, but we don't remember like the actual day. It's probably like February or something like that. But only because I don't like. I don't want to have our 10-year anniversary is probably coming up then. Actually,
We don't have it. And I just go by when we moved here because we moved here at the same time.
no, I know, but we met in Chicago, and I think
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
probably
But I don't
February.
count that. Like honestly, I lost apparently 2 years of the Tony Soto show because I forgot that I did them in Chicago. I've only been counting what I've been doing in LA.
Well, um,
See, things get dead to
Sorry,
me.
Shea Coulee.
Yeah. That life's dead to
You've
me.
been whitewashed, so to
a,
speak.
a fan was like, you know, you've been doing the show for 11 years, right? And I was like, 11 years.
Uh,
And they're right. I went back and looked. But anyway, enough about me. My dear friend Casey, she's sick. She's had a fever. She's so we're gonna do a show. And I hope that are you ready to do it,
I have a
Casey?
fever, and the only solution is more Tony yelling at me.
I'm going to tell you,
Um,
I am good medicine, baby. I am good medicine. But listen, you just got to, it never tastes good, but you still got to take it. You know what I mean? It never tastes good, but it is helpful. I'm going to give you a little countdown, okay?
Let's see. Bad for your liver, though, no matter
Gonna
what, and
give
your kidneys. Might clear your
3.
cough. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that is just like the Palestinian region, because the co-hosts are constantly in a state of conflict with Casey Lai and
Just quit putting up these walls, Casey. I'm Tony Soto.
Turnty Soto.
His border is so militarized, Casey Lai's border. So I can't even. Not even a dog can get close without getting shot. You know.
My border is porous. Everyone knows that. There have been
wide open, baby.
Many a tunnel bored deep through my walls.
Yeah,
so
Abbott needs to start sending buses to your butt, baby. That's what they need to be doing.
Who does?
Abbott, he's trucking all those immigrants.
Abbott? Oh, Greg, you know what? Stay out. Keep with your political metaphors. All right, just pick one and run with it. Okay, don't go international just in the first 30 seconds of the goddamn show. Okay, so what are we doing? We're starting we're doing a show late. Okay.
We are. So, hi, we are doing the show late because Casey is now gainfully employed. She's got herself a job. And so we're seeing what prime time is like. Next week, we'll start an hour earlier.
Yeah. Also, got a job and immediately got sick because I am allergic to work. And so we will see how that goes for the next year.
Now, does your office have windows?
Doors and windows. Yeah, it's not a bunker.
It's
not some sort of.
Well, no, windows that open. Is there can you have circulation? Are you wearing a mask in your office? I'm wearing my mask at the grocery store. Are you wearing your mask at the office?
Today I was in someone's office by myself, so I felt that I didn't need to. And kept distance, but also didn't want to call out sick on my second day of work. And hopefully no one's listening from the office because I'm not really that sick. One, but two, if everyone did get sick, and we had to close the office for a week, what a boon.
Yeah, no, California is sick though. So people got to be wary. I was at the grocery store today and everyone had masks on. It's been a real jump from the last time I went to the grocery store. Yeah. I
wonder if that's because a lot of those people are actually sick and they're trying to do a good thing.
I mean, the beautiful things, but I was someone was like, if you want to be an advocate for the immunocompromised, it's just a good thing to wear a mask anyway. But my thing was, we talked about it last week, the numbers going up in the wastewaters and whatnot.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. It's people, I don't know that people are, I know that there are people who are getting sick, right? We're on a couple of text chains. There have been COVID tests that have been posted.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if people are as laid up as they were ahead of, the beginning.
Yeah.
So is it to the point now where COVID is if you have COVID, you feel fine to do something after 3 days, but you're still riddled with it, but you're out and about doing something?
I don't know. I haven't actually checked what the new CDC guideline, because there used to be a 14-day quarantine period, or whatever. And I can't imagine it's the same thing as that. But I don't know. I also think, I don't know. It's not like what it used to be. It's also the fight. It's a bad flu season, and I don't want to be it's just a bad flu, like Trump used to say, it's just a bad flu. But it is is that what it is?
I don't know. What if you have all three?
I don't know.
That's the thing too.
What if you have the trifecta?
Finally there are people in LA who are a triple threat, but it's not the ones at the kind they want to be. You know what I mean?
No,
it's just
when you say EGOT now, you mean EGOT COVID and RSV and the other one, flu. You got it.
Yeah, no. I know that when it starts making the corporate news cycle, like when
Uh-huh.
you see it on the NBC
Uh-huh.
during the day, that's when you know that like it's starting to be, and I'm telling you, this whole country is just covered in red.
But it's also it's the winter. I mean, I think like, I'm more concerned about like the constant snowmageddon. Did you see that I don't know what state it was in, but like all of these electric cars, it was so cold that their batteries froze and they had to get towed to
Yeah,
battery charging stations. That's something we didn't plan for. Was
I
the
believe it
future
was all.
all the batteries freezing because the winters are going to continue to have moments of being frighteningly cold and snowy. So
Was
that's,
it was it electric cars outside of Tesla, or was it strictly Tesla?
I only heard it. I listen. I don't watch the corporate news like you do, Tony. I only listen to NPR. Like a centrist, and
I know. You like to get the bad news talked to you gently.
just
You
quietly,
like to be they're
no yelling,
Palestinian.
Tony. No
There's
one in a microphone yelling at you constantly. I tend to be somewhat
brown
triggered
carcasses
by fucking.
out of rubble. But it's okay because I'm talking like this. Next up,
Genocide.
Paula Poundstone and why she punched her kids.
Wait. Do tell me more. Um,
See, no, I get it. No, I get it. You don't want to hear. You don't want to. You don't want to hear the urgency. But
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes
we
the
were talking about
urgency
electric cars, and I do, and I'm interested in that. But I like one thing that annoyed me from our previous conversation was how
Yes,
you
please.
think you're some
Better,
sort of
smarter,
better
right?
person because you like to watch the terrible things that are happening, and because I feel like I don't need to see those things because
Oh,
I
I don't
know they're
like to watch
happening.
it.
But
Oh, I don't like to watch it.
you got
No.
you like we get to watch it in real time now,
Yeah, the world
and
does. Yeah.
is
I'm
why
not.
we're all so fucking enlightened
Yeah,
now.
yeah. No, that's right. That's 100%
Yeah,
correct. Yeah,
I
no, you're
like
right.
to
No,
watch
I'm
it.
right. No,
I can
but
envision it when I see
yeah.
one
But the
person
thing is,
die on
well,
t
here's the thing. Here's
on
the
a news
beautiful
thing.
thing.
I
Here's the beauty
see
of
it.
fucking. Here's the beauty of American ignorance. Is we can be like, oh yeah, no, I can imagine it. It's fine. It's fine. Well, you know what? I'm thinking that your imagination, I'm not disproving it. I think it's great. I'm sure it's great. You've told me plenty of times you don't need porn. You can just do it out your mind. You've told me plenty of times. So I get it. Your imagination's great.
Yeah,
One.
I jerk
So
off
you
to
don't so you
the.
don't need to see the real stuff. You know what? I don't need to see the real stuff either, but the real stuff is there and it's happening, and our government's turning a blind eye to it. And that is the thing that upsets me. And I think that if we truly live in a democracy where if our voice truly does matter, and if our leaders are actively working against what the American people 68% want, then yeah, we can talk shit about him. We can call him Genocide Joe. We can fucking we can get mad. We can fucking we can drill it home. We can protesters can stop fucking traffic to the airports and fucking inconvenience some people's lives who just can't watch it.
Okay, well, anyway, we were talking about electric cars. I think I just
And I
wanted
was
to make sure.
wondering, was it Tesla only? See, this is the thing.
I don't know.
I'm ready.
I just listened to the
I
NPR
can
show.
switch pages anytime, baby.
I know.
But what I'm saying is, if this is a Tesla problem, then they need to make sure that this is a fucking Tesla problem. Because here's the problem with Tesla. Not to get on my soapbox and act like I'm
Oh well,
right
let
here.
me get the other one out of the way quick. I don't want you to trip over one of your soapboxes on your way up onto your other one.
One thing I could say about Miss Lai, she is a gentleman. Is we let Elon Musk, that fucking thumb, that walking gelatinous thumb, we let him just skate on by with that Tesla company with no regulations, like nothing. Like they had to do a whole fucking recall of every goddamn car he made for like a year or something because shit was faulty with it. And like this is going to continue to happen because he's got no regulations. But the thing is that this isn't happening to Honda or what's an American car company that makes electric cars.
I don't know,
Some
Ford.
American. Oh, what?
Ford. I don't know.
Sure, a Ford, if
Yeah.
if an electric Ford is still trucking along,
There's no way an American car is doing well. We've talked about it last week. Boeings are falling out of the sky, and no American car is driving for a long time. Do you see that Anthony Blinken's plane, the Secretary of State's plane, also a Boeing, had to emergency land?
Too bad. It crashed. No one wants that. No one wants that. But
what if it crashed into Gaza? That would be terrible.
I mean, that would be the end of a really good chapter of some book. I mean, look, we gotta talk about this fucking weather that is happening. It's been a little
everywhere.
chilly here.
It's a bit chilly here. Everywhere else, it's so cold. Your car's batteries are freezing.
Yeah, but the thing is like just a couple weeks ago, everyone in the Flyers were bragging like, yeah, we've had a pretty mild winter. You know, we've had barely any snow,
Yeah.
and it's like, yeah, well, hold the beer because it got
well, hold the beer because if you're not putting some human body warmth to the beer, it will freeze over in an instant because you're living in a barren wasteland called America or Iowa.
I actually just thought, I was like, God, Casey should be in Illinois at this point. It's the weather that he's typically in when it is that way.
Whenever I go to Chicago, there is a polar vortex. I don't know whether if it's me or if it's Chicago, the way Chicago welcomes me, but they love to freeze my testicles up into the side of my body, so I can't do any more damage to them.
So he has two vaginas.
Where's the other one? There's a couple. You have two guesses.
Speaking of Iowa and wastelands that we shouldn't have to care about, the Iowa caucus, the very famous Iowa caucus, but when you only have like cornfields and soybeans.
Yeah. Does the corn get to vote? Again, if the corn gets to vote, because they get a vote, then it actually seems like an ample amount of people.
Of a person. The corn is 4/5.
Even that's more than black people got at the beginning.
The Iowa caucus happened, and by a landslide, although, you know, it was negative like 8 degrees. And so 100,000 people in Iowa came out and voted, and Trump won by 51%.
He did. Yeah.
DeSantis came in second, and Nimrata came in third, and
Trump got 51%.
51% of the vote.
Yeah.
And Vivek, the
Ramaswamy,
is out. Like, I don't know what card he was like why he was in Trump's card, like, you know, hand. Because what was his, like, he was sucking Trump's dick the whole fucking time.
When a grifter wins the presidency of the United States, I don't think it's shocking that all of a sudden all of the grifters try to emulate the great.
He wants a cabinet seat. Like he wants some kind of job in the administration. That is
but he won't get. He's no Pete Buttigieg.
That's right. Transpo, baby, making those trains run. Finally,
having a straight red-blooded American.
Making sure trains run instead of having trains ran on him. You know what I mean?
Oh wow! Come for her.
What if Buttigieg was like a fucking like a?
What if she was the Senate aide getting railed in the Senate conference room? We never saw the face.
Oh my God! And what if that was Chasten? We already learned it wasn't. We already learned. So, I mean, Vivek is out, which is fine. He's endorsed Trump. Nimrata came in third, and she's trying to play off that because she's confident about New Hampshire. But here's the thing. Here's what I don't understand. And, you know, it's like the Electoral College. None of it makes sense. But why and how Iowa became this center point at any point at all? Like, I know it's just a way to make the hillbillies feel special, truthfully.
Yeah, I don't actually know the history. I know it's not like it's been like a 250-year-old fucking tradition. It's like 50 years old, but whatever. My question to you is now that
Yeah, but they get attached after 50 years. I mean, look at Israel. They're fucking real attached.
My question that now that the Vec is out, who are you voting for?
I'm not a Republican. I did quit the Democratic Party though. I did leave the Democrats. I did re-register as an independent.
Well, there's still another Indian in the crowd if that's your judge.
Look, Nimrata's never gonna give. Here's the thing. Yes, as of now, since you want to fucking go at it, fine. Fine, Casey. See, he thinks this is yelling. How dare he think that this is yelling?
That's fun.
He's so weak. No, kidding.
If you've never, first of all, I just want to say, hold on to your thought. I know you're really high, so you might forget it. But I just want to say that was almost the level, but then you could see there was joking. When his face is very angry and it's at that level, you would call that yelling, right? I would too. Dear. And then when he looks at you with scorn in his eyes, he goes, "I'm sorry, you're too fragile. Look at you, your fragility. I'm sorry about your fragility." Is literally what he said. Release the tapes.
I sure did. No, I sure did say that. Well, yeah. I said that. No, never mind what I said.
What was your point?
What were we talking about? Listen, at this moment, no, I am not voting for Genocide Joe. He has to do a turnaround,
Agreed.
like a complete turnaround. And the thing is, it's like he's gonna. I don't know why we've made institutions like the International Court of Justice or anything like that, because it's not like Israel and the United States are ever going to abide by anything because they're fucking bullies and shit colonialists and they're fucking garbage. However, I digress. South Africa is still very much trying to hold Israel accountable and will try to hold the United States accountable for their fucking part in this genocide, in funding this genocide, and being okay with it. So, it's like, look, the rest of the world is waking up. They're waking up to being like, look, when you look at Africa, you're like, oh, they're fine. They're trying to get the French out. They want to be responsible for they want to have their own money. And it's like, why are we fighting that? If we're truly so fucking powerful and so great and so grand, then why is it that anytime a brown country tries to get a step up, our country goes in and tries to fuck it up? Why is there suddenly a coup? Why is there suddenly a fucking an assassination? If we're so strong, and that just proves that we're not. We're a weak ass country, and we're looking weak right now because Netanyahu is like, fuck you, Biden. Fuck you, Biden. And Biden's like, oh, yeah, fuck me.
I mean, I think, it will be hard to make an argument against the old fuck me. But I would imagine that the idea in the foreign policy makers' heads are that in various regions we have seen when we don't have some sort of stake there at, quote unquote, keeping stability, that leads to tribal clashes that spread and become chaotic and lead to the rise of terrorist organizations that then threaten us. I think that is.
I think that's a real cute rewrite of how it all works out.
That was
down to those savages be trying to find each other.
Okay,
so they need us to come in there with our sticks and poke them around and make sure they're splitting themselves up. All the while, we're under their ground, taking out all their resources. Yeah. Ooh, look at all this fucking.
No, I agree. I think that is my peace. No, I agree. I agree. I hesitate. I know that was me playing the role of the policymakers, not me playing Casey, the centrist cuck.
We never know.
I know. It just sounds so similar.
That's why I get so mad all the time. It's like who knows who is what is who, and who is saying who.
I know. If
He
only
I was yelling, I'm sure.
if only I just got higher and yelled more, or spoke more passionately. What I agree with you. Like, if our goal was really to keep the peace and not steal the resources, then things would be a lot better. But we have really muddled our interests, or our goals, or the way that we're seen, by stealing everyone's resources. And so, yeah, I think the thing that I just, the thing at this point in this world is that, like, and I hope the podcast doesn't become it, but like at every point, you can't talk about anything without some Gen Zer yelling at you about colonialism. And by Gen Zer, I mean Tony Soto too. And so, like everything is bad, and there are clear reasons why it is bad, and we have great fault in that. I think the one thing that I would ask you and other people to do is not blame Joe Biden for everything that America has done wrong forever.
She's been in politics for a long time.
I agree.
She has to account for decades, baby.
I agree.
She
and I'm not,
baby.
I don't think it's not
she was probably sitting next to the Zionist who was creating Israel and being like, yes, wow. They're the same fucking age, baby. Don't give me that shit. Don't tell me that is
historically inaccurate. And for you and all the rest of the TikTok generation, you love to yell or talk passionately about historical context and accuracy.
He was a little crazy, that was not Catholic baby. He was like,
oh God. Thank God I got a job and I'm not doing comedy anymore, because I'm never
5-year-old
because of this podcast.
Like crazy Zionist Catholic baby Biden.
Biden,
he's always been a Zionist, dude. His daddy told him. His daddy told him.
But
his
also,
daddy told him.
I know. The other thing is, like, this is what we thought about. This is what we thought of. Cool. I agree. But like, the thing is, like, I don't know. Like, all of a sudden, it's the only thing that matters is this issue, and I agree, it's an insane, terrible, bad issue.
Because do you know, like, how it's
everything is not student debt relief isn't about Israel and Palestine.
How, like, you're sitting around at a potluck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like and you're like eating something at a potluck.
What are you eating? Paint the picture for me.
Like a deviled egg or something. You know what I mean?
Did you make it? Oh,
no, who made it? I didn't make it, but it was there, so I ate it because I love a deviled egg.
You do.
And I start to get an itchy throat. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh God, itchy throat. I watched something. Oh fuck. And I look over and I see this person, genderless, who cares, just covered in cat hair, covered in it, riddled with it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, hey, Claire, Carl, whatever, genderless.
Mm-hmm.
Did you make the deviled eggs and let your cat walk all over your kitchen? And they're like, no. It's like, no. Pretty sure that now that I'm looking at this deviled egg, that the hair matches the hair on your sweater. Did you do that? No. It's like, we're watching you lie. We're watching our government lie. Just lie. Like, we're watching them lie. Like,
my question is,
like what I love the most is, like, we're watching, like if news was really like here, if we really got the news that we should be getting, that, like, the Europeans are getting or whatever, we would know that, like, the Houthis are making the U.S. look stupid.
Oh God! The way that you jump around.
What I'm saying is, hey,
hold on. First of all, my first question is why didn't you look at the food that you put in your mouth? If it's called covered in hair, why'd you put it in your fucking mouth? Look at the food, Tony.
Because here's the thing. Here's what you should just expect. Like, if
you're gonna eat a deviled egg, no matter what. Don't care how much hair is on it. Tony's gonna eat a deviled egg.
I mean, the thing is, like, you shouldn't be on fucking hair patrol that's the why I stick to, like, what I make and what Solomon makes, because I know that she don't have a cat. I don't have a cat.
I don't have a cat.
Someone else probably.
The hair's all mine.
I know, but yours always comes with an excuse of being like, I don't know, it's not exactly what I wanted, and it's still delicious, but
But
you
it's
want to fucking
delicious.
make it, but you want to make a fucking spectacle out of it. So,
You hear that, everyone? He said it's always still
so it might as
delicious.
well be riddled in cat hair. It might as well. All I'm saying is, can you catch ADD? That's all I'm wanting.
I know. I'm not shocked. Tony thinks he has ADD, and I don't know if you can tell, but he spends a lot of time on social media. And yes, you can catch ADD from social media. You can, and you did, and you have.
Quit blaming the
Your TikTok.
media.
You have a TikTok disease.
I don't have.
You have
I don't have a TikTok
ADTTD.
disease. I think that I don't know that I've even been on TikTok for like, for maybe
Minutes.
10 minutes all day today.
Mm-hmm.
Been very busy, you know what I mean? Doing things, getting the Tony Soto show set up, ready to go, taking care of fucking business. You know what I mean? I know how to put my phone down, Casey.
Yeah.
But I do think that I am getting the ADD because I can try to wash dishes and then 45 minutes later be somewhere else in my very small apartment. I think something else with the water running.
How long have these symptoms been going up?
I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 years.
Okay. I do think the pandemic exacerbated a lot of these things. I do think at some point the weed has to have changed your chemical.
I don't.
Balance.
First of all,
you
I
don't like to blame.
Look, I don't. I look. You're like the girlfriend that no one wants. You know what I mean? You're like the girlfriend, like before we like make it serious. You're like, honey, I don't care if you smoke weed. I think you're fucking cool. It doesn't.
I love that you smoke weed.
And then you're
artsy and you're creative.
And then I start trying to get you pregnant, and then all
of
a sudden
yelling at me. You start to get me pregnant and yell at me, and all of a sudden like maybe smoke less weed.
Everything is it's the weed. Oh, it's the weed. Oh, it's the weed.
You know what? Tried smoking less weed. Maybe you could get hard. Maybe you wouldn't have to yell at me if you fucking got hard. Okay, and maybe if you got the realest thing you said in a long time. Are we done? Is there more of this? I'm exhausted.
Oh, I love it. This is the thing. She's got a job now, so now she's exhausted. Like I haven't been up waiting for her all fucking day.
I'm exhausted and I don't have time for these kids yelling at me about capitalism.
Well, it's over, just so you know.
Capitalism. Why am I just buying in? Jesus Christ.
I know. Okay, well, before we go, because we still have 3 minutes. So
okay. Well, we gotta give them what they.
We can't be rushing out when the show is the Gay Power half hour.
Agreed. But and yet we'll gladly do 37 minutes if we have something to say. But anyway,
100%. But what I want you to say is because this is the thing about Casey Lai. She likes to she's a boomer. She hates young people.
Not a boomer.
She hates everything about young people. She's like,
you're Gen X.
She's like that. She's like the kind of boomer that always has the crust in the corner of her mouth. That kind of boomer.
It's because
she always wants to be like Gen Z's a bunch of fucking social media.
I love Gen Z,
and all they want to do is just fucking swipe. I just need to say you're wrong. Because Gen Z is bringing back the public library, Casey Lai. Gen Z is making the public library cool again. 54%. 54%. That is over half. All right. That is like Biden would ignore that number. You know what I mean? They'd be like, sorry, I'm here with a 49 or whatever.
49.
Whatever it is. I don't know numbers. But what I'm saying is, Gen Z likes to read a book or two. They're not afraid to flip a page.
They're not fucking, so they gotta do something. They gotta go to the library. I love them. They're nerds. I'm a nerd. I grew up as a nerd. Pretty cool now. But I still read.
I don't know that it's cool when we're like, I don't know, like you're fine. You're fine.
Oh, that was a throwaway. We don't need to jump too deeply into whether I'm cool or not. You know, I think people have already made their opinions. If you listen to the show, you either hate me or love me.
Gen
I'm fine
Z,
with that.
listen, if we have any Gen Z listeners, and I'm sure we don't, I think we just have a bunch of old white women, which I love y'all. Please never leave me, old white women. You are my zhuzh, and I know that we speak the same language.
I love Gen Z.
But Gen
I don't want you
Z,
to
if we
put.
have any Gen Zers out there that listen to this show,
Yeah.
like let me know, like who is who do you more align with
Well, of
on
course they're going to align.
GPHH? Yeah, but that's important. That's important. We need to know. We need to know. Like, because here's the thing. I think that there are some budding baby boomers out there. I do. I think that like even though Gen Z is progressive, you never get away from baby boomers. They're still going to be in there because they're going to be raised by old
You know,
parents. They're going to
it's
be
going to be
like,
interesting. It's going to be interesting to see the amount of Gen Z people who vote for Trump, and I'm going to be interested in what you say after that,
it is
because a lot of them weren't paying attention when when Trump was the president and ruining everything, and they think Biden is genocide Joe, and they'll be like, well, I'll just vote for, you know,
yeah,
this
I don't know that. Well, I mean, like there has been a boom, a boost
Hamburglar.
in Republican people, what is it called? Registering as Republican. And like
Yeah.
this is like in Iowa or whatever they were talking about. But I don't know how many of them are young. It'd be interesting to see. Listen, this is going to be quite a year. We're going to be very busy. There's going to be a lot of yelling, a lot of yelling.
Mm-hmm.
But we're
Can't
done.
wait.
We're done. We're done yelling now. The show is over. Casey, do you want to tell people what you're up to?
Yeah. Come on out to the Good Night in North Hollywood or Burbank, wherever in the Valley, North Valley, East Valley. The Good Night on Saturday the 27th. I'll be hosting a show called Whiskey and Donuts. Guest hosting. I'm going to have a couple of our friends on it, and it's going to be very fun. On the 27th, Saturday, 7 p.m. That's not this Saturday, that's next Saturday. And then some other really fun shows coming up as well. So stay tuned to that. Follow me on Instagram, KCLEY. And you can Venmo me if you want. Casey hyphen
She
Ley.
has a job.
I do
She
have a
don't
job.
need
So
any
Venmo Tony.
Venmos from nobody. She's making money now. She's fine. Well, for at
But
least,
let me tell you, this remains work for me.
yeah, no, you're in an office, girl. Talk about
No, I'm
baby.
saying talking about doing a podcast with Tony Soto
Oh
is
yeah.
work.
Oh yeah.
I've been working. She always working.
Anyway.
Whenever she's hanging out with Tony.
Anyway, what an easy job you have, honey. What an easy job you have. Y'all, the Tony Soto show is going to come back in February. I know I said last week, I said it's going to come back this month, but coming back in February, and I'm going to try to give you a guest every week for the whole year of 2024. So follow the Tony Soto Show on Instagram and TikTok to keep up with that. And if you want to know what I'm doing in drag, it's Tony Soto Productions. And we'll be back again next week. We promise a little earlier. So until then, bye. Well, look at